everybody, I figured I'd try out something new. So today, to go along with the speed paint, I will be reading the prologue and first chapter of the Dornaea Chronicles, which is a collaborative, I guess, novel between me and my best friend. The speed paint today is a scene from the first chapter, which you'll probably recognize once I start reading it. You'll be able to place where it's from. It's meant to be I wouldn't say high fantasy. Yeah, it's fantasy. Bit of action, bit of drama. There's gonna be the plot twist, so keep an eye out for that. But also, this video turned out really long, which is why, if you noticed, the speed paint is sped up a lot more than usual because I tried to cram it down so you guys didn't have to watch a 24-minute video. I think this took me about 4.5 hours to draw this entire piece, and that was like split as well. So it's like 3 hours and an hour and a half or whatever. So anyway, that was fun. This novel is ongoing. You may have seen some stuff from it before if you've watched any of my previous streams, but keep your eye out because I feel like this channel is gonna become quite a bit of mostly this stuff. But I'll stop talking now and see you soon with the story. The Dornaea Chronicles. Prologue. Once every 100 years, the firstborn daughter of the House of Dawn is blessed by Elise, the crane goddess. Due to this blessing, the elves born to this house quickly rose to power, uniting the elven clans into one breathtaking country, Dornaea. And so, the golden age of elves began. The young girl huffed as she pushed against the tree, absent-mindedly tucking a stray piece of hair behind her ear. She took a deep breath in, summoning her remaining strength. Out, and she rammed her shoulder against the window grate, barring her way. With a screech and a heaving groan, the rusting metal moved. She flinched at the noise, waiting to hear if anyone was coming, before she allowed herself a small smile at her achievement. Just a little more and she would be free of the place she was supposed to call home. She took another breath, then another. And then suddenly her shoulder was against the wall, and her window grate was hitting the floor with the telltale clash of metal against stone. Now she was scared. There was no way the guards did not hear that. Hurrying now, she gathered up her small bag of belongings, her cloak, and a small dagger. Opening the window for the first time since she was 75, she gazed upon the now barless view of the forest. The summer storm blew through it, picking up leaves and sticks and dirt, glistening rain washing away the year's sins and inviting new growth. The lightning bolts that arced across the sky were surely frightening, but to her, they were the most entrancingly beautiful thing that she had ever seen. She was snapped out of her enchantment by a guard pounding on the door. "Princess, we heard a loud noise. Are you alright?" She was starting to panic now. She hadn't thought any further ahead than opening her window. "Princess, is everything alright?" "We're going to come in, princess." The guards couldn't catch her. Not again. She'd be put somewhere even harder to escape from, and then she'd never see the world. And so, as the royal guards began hacking her way through her heavy locked wooden door, the princess made a decision. A decision that would ultimately alter everything in her world's future. But a decision that she would never regret. "It's time to be brave," she whispered. Then, she leapt from her window. Chapter 1. Escape. Gervonta didn't know where she was when she woke up, dazed, at the foot of a large tree. But everything was sore and her cloak was ripped. She didn't remember much after jumping, only that when she tried to glide, she was immediately picked up and tossed by the wind to rain. She must have blacked out after that. Either way, she had made it out, and that was what mattered. Except that now, she was hungry, tired, and lost. Possibly injured, too. But she would deal with that later. For now, she would enjoy the world around, her country, for the first time, ever. This was her life beginning. She was going to enjoy it to her last breath. It was hours later when Gervonta awoke, her stomach growling and eyes gritty with sleep. The sudden screaming of a deer jolted her completely into consciousness. She was alert, muscles tense and eyes wide in case of danger. The screaming stopped. The crunching footsteps started. Crunch, crunch. They came closer. Crunch, crunch. Gervonta buried herself into the tree as much as she could. Crunch, 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 crunch. The footsteps stopped, less than a meter from where she was hidden. She tried not to, but fear overcame her, and she let out a small whimper, eyes shut tightly and knees trembling. When she opened them again, she was staring straight into the eyes of another person, the face obscured by a mask and shadowed by a metal-tipped hood. But it was their eyes that terrified her, not the glistening dagger that hovered by her throat. They were inverted? Instead of a white sclera and black pupils, their eyes were piercing white surrounded by an impossibly deep black. The stranger scrutinized, examining every inch of her face and body before seemingly deciding that she wasn't a threat and putting her dagger back at her hip. At least, Gervonta thought they were a girl. It was hard to tell until she stood up, the defined edges of her chestplate making her bust startlingly obvious. She walked away a bit, picking up her deer from earlier and hoisting it onto the shoulder like it weighed nothing. She walked a few more paces before turning around and looking at the younger girl expectantly. Getting the message, Gervonta gingerly stood up and gathered her cloak a bit tighter around her. They walked for a little while in silence, the princess struggling to keep up with the longer strides of the mysterious person beside her. Finally, when the silence became too much for her, she asked, "So, who are you?" The hooded woman looked at her with a raised eyebrow. "That's none of your concern." "Then, where are you taking me? Are you going to kill me?" The woman almost seemed to laugh at that. "I'm a mercenary, not heartless. I'll give you some food, send you on your way once we get to town." Gervonta merely made an O shape with her mouth before redirecting her eyes ahead, and they walked the rest of the way in silence. Hi guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Don't know when we'll be back with the next installment, but there will be another with the next 1 or 2 chapters, depending. It's a bit annoying with fiddling with the timing and stuff. Anyway, please enjoy the finished product. See you next time. Bye!